All right, welcome back to the Conversion Bible. Today we're diving deep into something that's pretty interesting. Well, it's interesting to me, at least, and it should be interesting to you too, because this could have some big implications for your Shopify store.
Ooh, yeah. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, it is. It's all about pricing strategy, but not just any old pricing strategy. We're talking about anchoring bias. Ever notice how a sale just seems so much better when you see that original price crossed out right next to it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, it's almost irresistible, right? Like, ooh, a deal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guess what? That's anchoring bias, pulling the strings. And guess what else? This deep dive is brought to you by Growth Suite.
Growth Suite.
Yeah. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store. You can test it for free on your Shopify store. Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free. But back to anchoring bias. It's a powerful way to influence how your customers see value in what you're offering.
So, wait, basically, we're saying that the first price a customer sees kind of sets the stage for everything else.
That's a great way to put it. Anchoring bias is basically our brains latching onto that first bit of information. And, we use that as a benchmark to judge everything that comes after it. And we're going to unpack this whole thing so you can use it strategically in your Shopify store and hopefully boost those sales.
Awesome. Let's do it. I'm ready to learn how to use mind tricks to sell more stuff.
Well, maybe not mind tricks, but definitely understanding how the mind works.
Aha, fair enough.
Okay, so this all sounds a little technical, right? Like what's actually going on up there when we see a price? What's the psychology behind this anchoring?
Right. So it really is all about creating that mental reference point. That first price, that's the anchor. And from there, everything else is judged against it. It's like setting the standard. So if that initial price is high, anything lower just automatically feels like a great deal, even if it's still a price they might have thought twice about on its own.
Hmm, interesting. So you're saying, like if customer sees a jacket for $200 initially, even if it's marked down to, say, $150, they still have that $200 in their head.
Yeah. And that $150 seems way more appealing than if they'd just seen it for $150 from the get-go.
Right. But is it just a fleeting impression? Or does that initial price actually stick around and influence how we think about the product's value?
Oh, it definitely sticks around. I mean, think about it. There's even neurological evidence for this. Like, studies show that our brains actually lock on to that first number. It's almost like, I don't know, dropping an anchor in the ocean. It sets the level for everything else.
So if I see a dress for $100 first, even for a second, and then it goes down to $80, my brain still kind of remembers that $100.
You got it. And get this, that first impression, that anchor, can really shape how valuable a customer thinks something is. If you start high, you're setting the bar high. It's like saying, hey, this is a premium product, even before they see the discount.
Okay, so a high anchor isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can actually make the product seem more desirable.
Totally. A high anchor, like a high starting price, can actually boost the perceived value because in the customer's mind, it's all relative.
So it's not about scaring people off with a high number. It's about strategically setting expectations.
Exactly. And it's super fascinating how this plays out in the real world. Like, have you ever noticed how when you see a huge discount, you get that little rush of excitement?
Oh, yeah, like I'm outsmarting the system. I got to grab it before it's gone.
Ah, exactly. That's your emotions kicking in. That feeling of scoring a deal can be way more powerful than logic sometimes.
So it's like our emotions hijack our rational thinking and say, buy it now.
Exactly. And that's exactly what makes anchoring so powerful for businesses.
Okay, so we get the psychology, the brain stuff. But how does this translate into actual results for, say, a Shopify store? Why should someone listening care about anchoring bias?
Okay, so let's talk about the business case for anchoring. If you use this strategically, you can see a big difference in your key metrics, like higher conversion rates.
So more people actually buying stuff.
Yep, because that discount feels more valuable, it nudges people towards actually making the purchase.
Right. And if they feel like they're getting a steal, maybe they'll spend more overall too, right? Like buy more items.
Oh, absolutely. That's where average order value comes in. If your anchor is high, other items might seem like a better deal by comparison, so they'll load up their carts.
Makes sense. But how much does all of this cost to implement? Is this like a huge investment?
The best part, implementing anchoring is usually pretty cheap. Most of it is just about how you display your prices, and Shopify has built-in features to help with this. Or you can make small tweaks to your store's theme.
So it's not like some complicated tech upgrade.
Nope. It's more about being smart with the tools you already have and the potential return on investment. huge. Even a small increase in conversions can mean big bucks.
Okay, so low cost, potentially high reward. I like the sound of that.
Right. And if your competitors aren't using this, you're already ahead of the game. You're basically framing your offers in a way that taps into this psychological quirk.
And if you do it right, customers might even be willing to pay more overall, right?
Exactly. It's all about setting those expectations. That initial high anchor can really influence how much a customer is willing to shell out.
Interesting. And it's not just about those quick sales, right?
Yeah.
This could affect how people see your brand in the long run, too, yeah?
Oh, totally. If customers feel like they consistently get good deals from you, it builds trust. They'll come back for more because they associate your brand with saving money.
So it's a win-win. You get more sales, and they feel good about spending their money.
Exactly. It's all about creating that positive experience.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the theory.
Yeah.
Can you give us some concrete examples? How has anchoring actually worked in the real world, like with other Shopify stores?
Sure. So one example is this small business that sells, let's say, handmade jewelry. They had most of their pieces in the $50 to $80 range, but then they introduced a limited edition piece for $250. And guess what? Sales of those $50 to $80 pieces actually went up.
Really? Just from adding one expensive item?
Yeah, because suddenly those lower priced pieces seemed like a steal in comparison. Their conversion rate jumped by something like 15%.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, okay.
Any other examples?
Yeah, there was this outdoor gear company that used tiered pricing for their jackets. They had this super high-end parka for $700. And you know what? Their sales for their mid-range jackets around $300 increased significantly.
Because people were comparing them to that $700 jacket.
Exactly. The $700 one became the anchor, and suddenly the $300 jackets looked like a bargain.
Interesting. So this really works across different industries.
Oh, yeah. Another example is this coffee company. They put this super rare single origin coffee on their homepage for $50 a bag. And their sales for their other premium coffees, which were in the $20 to $30 range, went way up.
So even though they weren't selling tons of that $50 coffee, it was influencing people to buy the other ones.
Exactly. It set the bar for what premium meant.
That's pretty clever. Okay, so we've seen how it works in theory, and we've got some real-world examples. Now let's get down to brass tacks. How can someone listening to this actually implement anchoring in their Shopify store? What are some specific techniques?
Okay, so let's dive into the techniques. One of the most common ones is the classic original price versus sale price display.
Ah, yeah, that's the one we see everywhere, the old strike-through trick.
Aha, exactly. But hey, it works. It clearly shows that original price, often with a line through it, right next to that lower sale price. It's a super simple way to highlight the discount.
Makes sense.
What else can we do?
Another good one is what we call high-low pricing. You start with a higher price, then you drop it periodically.
So creating a sense of urgency.
Yep. People see that lower price and think, ooh, got to get it before it goes back up.
Clever.
Then there's premium product positioning. You strategically place a really expensive product next to your regular ones.
So if you have, say, a $30 t-shirt, you put it next to a $150 designer t-shirt. Exactly. That expensive one acts as the anchor, making the $30 shirt look like a total steal.
I get it. Okay, what else?
Oh, this one's fun. Decoy pricing. This is where you offer 3 options, and the middle one seems like the best deal. You have a basic coffee for $3, a medium for $4.50, and a large for $4.75.
Oh. Wait, so the large is only slightly more expensive than the medium?
Right, and that makes people think the medium is the sweet spot. They're more likely to choose it over the small one.
Ah, it subtly pushes them towards the middle option. Sneaky.
A little bit. Then there's bundle pricing. You group products together, show the total regular price, and then offer a lower bundle price.
Oh yeah, those value packs. It makes the bundle seem like you're saving a ton.
Exactly. And another one is using limited time offers. Get this discount for the next 24 hours only.
Ah, the classic countdown timer. Creates that fear of missing out.
Yep. And then finally, tiered pricing. You offer different tiers of a product or service. The higher tier acts as an anchor, making the lower tiers look more attractive.
Okay, so those are the techniques. But how do we actually put these into action on Shopify? Are there specific tools or features we need to use?
Luckily, Shopify's got our backs. They have a built-in compare at price feature. You set the original price and the sale price, and Shopify will automatically display it with that crossed out original price.
Simple as that.
Yep. And a lot of Shopify themes have customization options too. You can make that compare at price stand out more, change the color, make the font bigger, make sure people see it.
So we can tweak it to fit our brand's look and feel.
Exactly. And if you're comfortable with a bit of code, you can use CSS styling for even more control. Like, make the original price bold or add a really noticeable strike through.
And if someone's not a coding whiz, are there any apps that can help with all of this?
Oh, yeah, tons. Head over to the Shopify App Store. There are apps for everything: dynamic pricing, bundles, tiered pricing. You can find one that fits your needs without needing to code anything.
So it's pretty user-friendly even for those of us who aren't tech-savvy.
Totally. But no matter what tools you use, you've got to test everything. See what actually works for your audience.
A/B testing, right?
Yep. Try different anchor displays, see what leads to more sales, and don't forget to check your analytics. See what's working, what's not.
Got it. So now let's talk about where we should be putting these prices on our product pages. Is there a sweet spot for maximum impact?
Placement is super important. You want that anchor price close to the sale price so people see the comparison right away. And ideally, both prices should be above the fold.
Above the fold.
Yeah, so they see it right away without scrolling down.
Oh, right, right. And what about visually? How should the prices look?
Make that discounted price big and bold. That's what you want to catch their eye. The anchor price can be smaller, maybe a lighter color, but still clearly visible. And don't forget that strike through.
Okay, so there's a bit of strategy to how it looks on the page.
Definitely. And think about colors. Red or orange for the discounted price, maybe a neutral color for the original. And the words you use matter too.
So it's not just about the numbers, it's about the whole package.
Exactly. You could say something like, this item normally sells for, or regular retail price is, in your product description. It reinforces the anchor.
Gotcha.
And don't forget those customer reviews. People trust what other shoppers say, so put those glowing reviews near the price to make it seem like an even better deal.
Yeah, that makes sense. It adds credibility to the discount.
Right. You can also use anchoring for cross-selling and upselling. Like, show a higher-priced related product next to the main one.
So if someone's looking at a $50 pair of headphones, show them a $100 pair as well.
Exactly. It can make that $50 pair seem way more reasonable.
Smart. Okay, so that's for individual product pages. But what about collection pages where people browse through multiple products?
Good point. So on collection pages, you can use price sorting. Start with the highest priced items first. That sets the anchor high. And then as they scroll down, everything seems more affordable.
So it's kind of sneakily setting the bar high from the get-go.
Exactly. You can also feature a premium item right at the top of the page, like a flagship product, to anchor those prices. And use your words strategically in the collection description, like discover amazing deals starting at just $29.99.
So you're setting that price expectation before they even start browsing?
Yep. Visuals matter too. Make those expensive items stand out in the grid. Draw the eye to them first.
So the layout of the page actually plays a role in anchoring.
Totally. You can even use your filtering options to reinforce it. Like having a filter for products over $50 implicitly makes everything below $50 feel like a bargain.
Oh, that's clever.
And when you showcase similar products side by side, show the pricier one first. It makes the cheaper one seem like a better deal.
Oh, I see. It's like those compare features on some websites.
Exactly. And think about how you present new arrivals and bestsellers. A new item with a bold price, followed by similar but slightly cheaper items, makes those cheaper ones look even better.
Right, because everything's relative to that initial price.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered product pages and collection pages. What about the checkout? Can we use anchoring there?
Oh, absolutely. Free shipping thresholds are a classic example. Free shipping on orders over $50. It subtly pushes people to spend that extra bit.
Makes sense.
Then there are order bumps, those little extras they suggest adding to your cart. The price of your main product acts as the anchor, making the bump seem small in comparison.
Oh, like adding a pack of socks to your shoe order.
Exactly. And you can do upsells at checkout too. Show an item with its regular price and a special checkout price next to it. That original price is still fresh in their minds, so the discount feels even better.
Like a last-minute bonus.
Yep. And discount codes are another opportunity. When someone enters a code, show them the original total and then the discounted total. It highlights how much they're saving.
Ooh, that's satisfying. Like, look how much money I just saved.
Exactly. And you can even keep reinforcing the anchor after the purchase with emails, like, you saved $20 on your order.
So it's not a one-and-done thing. You can keep reminding them of the value they got.
Yep. And if someone abandons their cart, you can use anchoring in your recovery emails too. Remind them of the items they left, and maybe even mention the original price versus the discounted price.
Ah, so they're like, wait, I was going to get such a good deal.
Right. And if you offer subscriptions, show the yearly cost as an anchor next to the monthly price. It makes that monthly payment seem way more manageable.
Okay, so anchoring can work at every stage of the customer journey.
Exactly. It's a powerful tool you can use from start to finish.
Got it. Now, I know that anchoring can be especially effective during those big sale events.
Oh, yeah. Sales are like anchoring on steroids.
Okay, so how can we really maximize its impact during, say, Black Friday or holiday sales?
Okay, so for Black Friday and the holidays, really go big with that anchoring. Show the original holiday retail price next to the sale price. Make that difference as dramatic as possible.
So like, was $100, now $50.
Exactly. That's what gets people clicking.
What about for regular seasonal sales?
The classic was now pricing works like a charm, simple and effective. And for limited quantity sales, combine scarcity and a discount anchor, like only 5 left at this price. Regularly $60, now just $40.
So you're creating that sense of urgency on top of the discount.
Yep. For new product launches, you can have a higher introductory price, then offer a limited time discount. It makes the new product seem even more desirable.
Interesting. And for clearance sales.
Definitely show that original in-season price next to the clearance price. People want to see how much they're saving.
Got it.
And for flash sales, use those countdown timers. The urgency combined with a big price difference is a killer combo.
So much urgency.
Uh-huh. And don't forget about email marketing during these sales. Make sure you're highlighting that price difference in your emails.
Got it. So we've covered a ton of ground here. We've talked about the psychology of anchoring, how to implement it on Shopify, and how to use it strategically during sales. But how do we know if it's actually working? What are the key things to measure?
All right, so let's talk about measuring your success. You want to keep an eye on a few key things. First, your conversion rate.
So how many people are actually buying the products?
Yep. Specifically for products where you've used anchoring, compare those to products where you haven't, and then your average order value. Are people spending more overall when you use anchoring?
Makes sense.
And keep an eye on your cart abandonment rate. If people are getting confused or put off by your anchoring, you might see more abandoned carts.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So if your anchoring isn't clear, it could backfire.
Exactly. So testing is key. A/B, test different anchor displays and see what actually leads to more sales.
So try different things and see what works best.
Yep. And those heat maps, you know those, they can show you how people are interacting with prices on your page. If they're focusing on that discounted price, you know the anchor is working.
So it's like seeing where their eyes are drawn to.
Exactly. And look at your conversion funnel. See how people who view anchored prices move through the checkout process. Are they dropping off at a certain point?
So we can pinpoint any weak spots in the process.
Right. And don't forget to ask your customers for feedback. Maybe send out a quick survey after a purchase. Ask them what made them decide to buy.
So if they say, I loved the discount, then you know the anchoring worked.
Exactly. But also be mindful of the big picture. Make sure you're not just relying on discounts all the time. It could hurt your brand in the long run.
Yeah, like people might start expecting a sale and never buy at full price.
Exactly. And always calculate your ROI. Are you actually making more money with these anchoring strategies?
Right, it's got to be worth the effort. Okay, so now let's talk about potential pitfalls. What are some common mistakes people make with anchoring, and how can we avoid them?
Okay, so one big mistake is using unrealistic anchor prices, like inflating the original price way too much.
So people can tell it's not a genuine discount.
Yep. Customers aren't dumb. They can spot a fake deal from a mile away, and that can really damage your credibility.
Right, so you lose their trust.
Exactly. And you got to be aware of the legal stuff, too. There are rules about how you use reference pricing. Make sure you're following the guidelines in your region.
So no shady tactics.
Exactly. And don't overuse discounts. If everything's always on sale, people will just wait for the next discount.
Right, you want to maintain some sense of value for your regular prices.
Exactly. And be consistent across all your marketing channels. Don't have different anchor prices on your website, emails, and social media. It'll just confuse people.
Yeah, that's just messy.
It is. And remember that different anchor prices work for different products. A $5 discount might seem like a lot for a $10 item, but not so much for a $100 item.
So it's all relative.
Yep. And don't forget about mobile optimization. Make sure those anchor prices are easy to see on smaller screens.
Right, because so many people shop on their phones now.
Exactly. And be aware of cultural differences, too. What works in one country might not work in another.
So do your research if you're selling internationally.
Yep. It's all about understanding your target audience.
Okay, so we've covered the basics and the pitfalls. What about some more advanced techniques? What can we do to take anchoring to the next level?
Okay, so let's get fancy. You can try personalized anchoring. Use data about your customers to show them tailored anchor prices, like maybe loyal customers get a bigger discount.
So it's like giving them a special reward for being repeat customers.
Exactly. You can also use time-sensitive anchors, like this price is only good for the next 2 hours.
So you're adding that urgency element again.
Yep. And you can try competitive pricing. If your competitors sell something similar for more, use that as your anchor. It makes your price seem even better.
I like that. It subtly highlights the value of your product.
Right? You can also try anchoring based on value, not just price. Like, talk about how your product saves people time or money.
So it's not just about the sticker price, it's about the overall benefit they get.
Exactly. You can also use psychological tricks to create a sense of ownership, like claim your discount now, or your new product awaits.
Ooh, so it makes them feel like it's already theirs.
Yep. And if you have a loyalty program, use anchoring to show the benefits of joining.
Got it. And no matter what techniques you use, consistency is key. Keep that anchor price the same across all your channels.
Exactly. It builds trust and avoids confusion.
Okay, so looking ahead, what are some trends we might see in price anchoring? Any exciting new developments?
Well, AI is going to play a bigger role. Think personalized anchoring on steroids. AI can adjust anchor prices in real time for each individual customer.
Wow, that's next level.
Right. And predictive anchoring is on the horizon. AI could actually predict what a customer is willing to pay and show them the most effective anchor price.
So it's like the AI is reading their minds.
Pretty much. And augmented reality, AR. Imagine seeing those anchor prices in a 3D shopping environment.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like those virtual try-on things, but for pricing.
Exactly. And as voice commerce takes off, we'll need to figure out how to communicate anchors verbally.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other challenge.
It is. And we might see new regulations around reference pricing, so staying informed is crucial.
Makes sense.
Social media will also come up with new ways to use anchoring in their interactive formats.
Oh, yeah. I can already imagine some crazy things happening on TikTok.
Uh-huh, for sure. And maybe we'll see anchors that focus on more than just price, like highlighting a product's sustainability or ethical sourcing.
So it's not just about saving money, it's about appealing to those values.
Exactly. It's an exciting time for pricing strategy, for sure.
It is. So just to wrap things up, what are the key takeaways for our listeners?
Anchoring bias is real, and it's a powerful tool. By strategically setting those initial reference points, you can influence how your customers perceive value. Just remember to be ethical and consistent in how you use it.
Absolutely. So, to our listeners, start experimenting with anchoring, see what works best for your audience and your products.
And don't forget to track your results and make adjustments along the way.
Great advice. And remember, this deep dive has been brought to you by Growth Suite. Growth Suite can help you run smart discount campaigns on your store. Test it for free on your Shopify store. Just go to the Shopify App Store and start your free trial. So think about it. What small change to your pricing could make a huge difference in how your customers see the value you offer?
It's definitely worth exploring.
It is. Thanks for joining us today on the Conversion Bible.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. And to all our listeners, until next time, keep those conversions coming.